Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, the best place to be wherever you are on your wealth journey right now. Today I want to talk about the fourth SEISS grant, that's the Self-Employment Income Support Scheme grant that was confirmed in yesterday's budget. I'm going to cover the eligibility criteria, how much you might get, and also what you need to submit your claim. First of all, I will say guys that last time I created a SEISS video, the morning that it came out, the government changed all the rules on it. So if that happens again, rather than message me and say, oh, your video is wrong, I'm going to do an update in the description underneath this video. So keep your eyes peeled and have a look at the description just in case anything changes. But at the moment, I am filming this on Wednesday the 3rd, just after the budget has been aired. So I'm hopeful that everything is up to date as of right now. But as I say, if anything changes, it's going to be in the description and I will keep that updated for you. Now, the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, has announced that not only will there be a fourth SEISS grant, there will also be a fifth SEISS grant as well. The fourth grant covers from February to April 2021 and the fifth grant will cover from May until September. I'll probably do a video later in the summer about the fifth grant because it's likely that we're not going to be able to apply for that one until late July. For now, let's talk about the fourth SEISS grant then and who exactly can claim and who is eligible for it. Well, in addition to the long-term self-employed, the Chancellor has also now opened it up to the newly self-employed. So if you began your self-employment on or after the 6th of April 2019, then you can potentially apply for this fourth SEISS grant. There are a couple of caveats to that though. A, you have to have filed your 2019 to 2020 tax return on or before midnight on the 3rd of March 2021. B, you also need to have traded during the 2020 to 2021 tax year, which we are currently still in at the moment. So let's break these down then. So with regard to your tax return, you need to have started trading on or after the 6th of April 2019. You need to have gotten your tax return in. Now, the normal filing deadline would be the 31st of January 2021, which you would have returned your 2019 to 2020 tax return. So if you got it in on time, happy days. If you got it in before Tuesday night, happy days. You would potentially be eligible for this new grant. I think the Chancellor's just given people a little bit of leeway just in case there were some late filers there. So what this means is that if you haven't submitted your 2019 to 2020 tax return yet, then I'm afraid that you would not be eligible for the fourth grant. Likewise, if you became self-employed on or after the 6th of April 2019, but then gave up your self-employment in, let's say, March 2020, then again, you would not be eligible for the new grant, the fourth or the fifth one, because you did not trade in the 2020 to 2021 tax year, which is the current tax year that we're in now. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So what does it cover? Well, the fourth grant will cover up to 80% of your average monthly trading profits, capped at £2,500 per month, so a maximum grant of £7,500. And just to flag up, if you've applied for previous SEISS grants, because they're now taking into account your 2019 to 2020 tax return, the amount of grant that you get will be based on that. So it may be more or it may be less than the grants that you were given before. So just to let you know that your grant may be slightly different or it may be exactly the same. Now, currently at the time of filming this, all other eligibility criteria for the SEISS grants remain exactly the same as the previous three. And again, if anything changes there, I'll pop an update in the description just underneath this video. But for now, let's just recap on the eligibility criteria. So first of all, your self-employment profits need to have been adversely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. So the definitions on the .gov website about this are, first of all, you must be currently trading but are impacted by reduced demand due to coronavirus. So for example, my cleaning company, for instance, we have a huge reduced demand at the moment because people have just stopped their cleaning, either because they're working from home or because they've been furloughed or laid off work so they can't afford their cleaner anymore, or because they're shielding. Secondly, the .gov website says you have been trading but you're temporarily unable to do so due to coronavirus. So for example here, if you're a mobile hairdresser, for instance, and you've not been able to work because you've physically not been able to go to people's homes, so you don't actually have any work to do, then obviously that would be part of the criteria. You would be eligible for your grant then too, because you haven't been able to work. So obviously you're going to know whether you've been impacted by the coronavirus or not. It has been quite interesting because I've received some messages from people who have said, oh, I've carried on trading, but actually my profits have gone up rather than down during the coronavirus period. Am I still eligible for a grant? And to them I would say, well, I'm sorry, but probably not eligible for a grant. No, because the idea is that you've been impacted adversely, so your profits have gone down or you've got fewer clients and so on. If your profits have gone up during the coronavirus period, then it may be that you've been awarded a grant, but the government may then try and claw it back, or you might not be given the grant in the first place. If you haven't been able to trade, or your trading has been limited due to coronavirus, meaning that you've not been earning as much money as you did before, then yes, you would be eligible for the grant. Number 2 criteria is that your trading profits need to have been £50,000 or less. Number 3, you need to have been self-employed either as a sole trader or a partnership, not a limited company, because SEISS grants don't apply to limited companies, only if you're a sole trader or in a partnership. And you need to have been doing that during the 2019 to 2020 and the 2020 to 2021 tax years. 4, your self-employment income must also be more than any non-trading income that you have. In addition to those criteria, the .gov website also says that you must declare A, that you intend to continue to trade, so you're going to carry on running your business even despite everything. And B, it says you reasonably believe that there will be a significant reduction in your trading profits due to reduced business activity, capacity, demand, or inability to trade due to coronavirus, which is the stuff we talked about just now. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So how can we actually make a claim then? Well, the .gov website again says, to allow us to process recently submitted 2019 to 2020 self-assessment tax returns, the online claim service for the 4th grant will be available from late April 2021 and will be open until the 31st of May 2021. So again, I'll keep my ear to the ground and post in the description underneath this video the link that you'll need to go to as soon as that comes out, and then you've got until the 31st of May to actually make your claim. The .gov website interestingly also says, if you're eligible, HMRC will contact you in mid-April to give you your personal claim date. This will be the date that you can make your claim from. Now this sounds slightly different to the previous grants where we've actually been able to check our eligibility online before then applying for the grant. So we'll need to wait, I think, a little bit for more news on how that's actually going to work, whether it will be the same or whether we'll just all receive a letter in the post or something. So it might be slightly different. The .gov website also enigmatically says there will also be more guidance about the 4th grant in due course. So we don't know what that means yet. Obviously I'm going to keep my ear to the ground and I'll keep you updated in the description just underneath the video, as and when anything new is announced. So what will we need to actually make our claim? Well, when the time comes, we're going to need the following things. First of all, our national insurance number. Now hopefully you'll know what that is. The second thing that we'll need is our UTR number, our unique taxpayer reference. This will be on any correspondence that you've previously had with HMRC regarding anything to do with your income tax. And the third thing you'll need is a government gateway ID and password. Now you won't actually need those until you're actually making the claim and or checking your eligibility, depending on how the government have decided to do the eligibility criteria this time around. But you'll definitely need it to actually make your claim online. If you haven't got a government gateway ID and password, there will be an opportunity to set one up when you're making your claim, and you'll probably need your passport and or your driving licence when you're actually setting that up for the first time. So I hope you found that helpful, guys. Do give me a thumbs up underneath this video if you did find it helpful. Also, I would recommend having a watch of these 2 videos up next because they will hopefully help with your wealth journey. Do subscribe to the channel over this side if you haven't done that yet as well. And don't forget to hit the bell next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss any other videos coming out. Thanks ever so much for watching this week, guys. Do stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.